Hi.
Hey, Rachel. How's it going?
It's okay.
How have you been feeling this week?
A little better than last week.
Oh, that's good. Can I take a look at your scores while you tell me
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your mood.
So last week when we talked about like ways to get going for school in the morning, I did that.
Hey, good for you.
So I moved my alarm clock to my dresser.
Yeah. Did that work?
For most of the days it did.
Uh-huh.
It was a little tough in the beginning part of the week, but once I sort of started doing it, it got a little better to keep going.
Good for you. So how many days were you able to get to school on time?
3.
3 out of the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, so what do you want to do this week?
I want to try to get 4.
4 out of the 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So is that something you think we need to put on the agenda, or is that something you think you can get yourself to do?
I think I can probably do it.
So what's going to be different this time then?
I think now that I've done it for 3 days in a row, because like the beginning part of the week was a lot tougher to get going.
Ooh, will next Monday maybe be tougher too? Mondays are so hard.
Yeah, it is hard on
Do
a Monday.
you get the Sunday night, Monday morning blues? Do you ever hear that term before?
I've never heard the term before, but it does sound like what I get.
Well, unfortunately, it follows many of us, I should say, throughout life. But so this is what I always have to remind myself of. So I start Sunday night, when I start getting the Sunday night blues, and I say, come on, Judy, this is how you feel every Sunday night and every Monday morning. And then you get to work, and it gets better. Almost always it gets better. But isn't it funny that I have to remind myself every Sunday?
It's a little funny.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if on Sunday night, Monday morning, you might have the same kind of thing.
Yeah, Monday was the toughest day. That was one of the days that I didn't get there on time.
Okay, so what are you going to do this Monday then? That's going to be different.
I'm going to try to remind myself that it went well for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
That's great. So is that a note that you might put with your alarm clock?
That last week went well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that would
going to add
be
that to your note.
helpful. Yeah.
Do you have the note from last week here?
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to add it to there.
Okay.
And the days that you did do it, so that was be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I guess, did you give yourself credit?
I did.
Good.
I did. Yeah.
Good for
I
you.
thought about that on the way that, I'm getting here on time. That's a step in the right direction.
That's terrific. You know, I think one of the things depression has done has been to decrease your confidence in yourself.
I really don't feel confident in a lot of things.
Yeah. Because you told me that when you were in school in Ohio, you never got to school late. Is that right?
That's right.
And so you must have a lot of confidence that when you were in Ohio, that you could get yourself to school, even if you didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I guess I probably did. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And it seemed like I think the fact that like my grades were good and I felt comfortable there, it was easier to.
It was
go.
easier. It was a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's why you deserve so much credit for being able to do it on 3 days.
Thank you.
That's good. So, but I do want you to remind yourself too how important it is to build up your confidence that you can get yourself to do things. Okay, so, excuse me, your depression score looks like it was down a little bit. You feeling a little bit better?
I am. I'm feeling a little bit better.
The anxiety didn't change though.
No, because I think, I don't know, I'm still feeling like uncomfortable at school, but the stuff about actually getting there, and I even went to the library some of those days after school. So like doing my work and things like that, I think has helped with that.
So you're getting more caught up?
Yeah, I'm not all the way caught up, but I really thought about what we said last week about doing the easier things first.
Yeah.
And that's helped me get a little more organized. So I'm not caught up on everything, but
Okay.
some of the things.
So is that something we need to talk about today? Or are you pretty confident you'll be able to get more caught up this week?
I'm going to try to keep getting caught up this week and keep doing what we talked about last week.
That's great. Because, you know, I think it kind of falls in that same category of having the confidence that you can get yourself to the library, that you can get yourself to do things, even though it's so hard.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the library was helpful to go there instead of trying to do it at home. Because home's it's just not really, doesn't really work out for me
so
to do
are we putting
there.
home on the agenda for today?
Yeah, that's probably something that we should talk about.
Any other problem that's you want to make sure and talk about today?
The friend stuff is still
The friend
pretty hard.
stuff? Okay, that's good. Anything else? Or anything else I should know?
Those are the two big things for this week. I'm really trying to get back on my feet with school.
Good.
So the grades thing, I mean, I'm going to keep working on what we talked about last week to help with getting back on track with school.
Good.
But still struggling with the other two pieces there.
With home and with friends, yeah. So could we just talk a little bit about what else you got done for homework?
Yeah. So I was listening to music after school, and that was really helpful.
So you noticed a change in your mood?
Yeah, I definitely felt more relaxed, and I think that did help me sleep a little bit.
Oh, good. So did you listen when you got home from school and then again right before you tried to go to sleep?
Yeah, I did that instead of, and I put my iPad away because I thought I might be tempted to watch TV instead.
And did that work? Did you put it away?
Yeah, for the first night I had some trouble, and I did watch TV, and
how about the other nights?
But then the other nights when I listened to the music, I fell asleep much easier.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm still doing the deep breathing stuff.
And so did you give yourself credit for those things? For turning off the iPad, for doing deep breathing?
I was a little hard on myself when I started watching TV again and thought, this might be too hard to do. But I watched I guess what I did was I watched TV on the iPad, and then after that, then I put the music on, so I at least tried to fit it in.
Oh yeah, that's good. And did it turn out that not watching TV was too hard to do on the other nights?
It was easier to listen to music the other nights once I kind of got in the routine of it. It seems like that's been one of those things where once I start doing it, I can do it. Then it's getting started is where it's.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. I'm just going to write that down because I want to get back to this.
Okay.
So once I start doing something, it gets easier. Oh, it's going to be crucial.
Okay.
You looked to me like you wanted to write that down.
Do
you think that would help?
I think that would help me.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
How about if we have you do that?
Okay.
So I have found this is so true of me. So there are a few things that are really hard for me that I don't like to do. One is kind of organizing my stuff at home, like keeping my closet neat. And another one is insurance reimbursement. And then there's some stuff at work that are hard and I don't particularly like to do. And you know what? The hardest part is always for that 5 minutes before I start something. That's when it's the hardest. And maybe for the first 2 minutes of doing something. And then after that, it always seems to get easier. And again, it's one of these things where I might start to avoid doing it. And so I really have to remind myself, just get started on this, Judy. It's going to get easier. So you would have thought, you know, at my age, that I should automatically be able to tell myself this all the time, and I still struggle with that sometimes.
I know it happens to me.
Yeah, so can you give me an example of anything else this week that was maybe really hard as you were first starting it, but then it got easier?
Well, definitely getting to school in the morning was like that. And I also spoke to the girl sitting next to me.
Oh, you did? You talked to Ashley?
And that first day doing that was really hard.
Was it? How did you get yourself to do it?
I finally just sort of, I kind of felt like I just sort of blurted it out at her that, that I liked her jewelry, but I did try to think like, that I only had to do it if I was comfortable enough to do it. And so I finally, just tried to kind of focus on if it doesn't go well, the worst that she can say is, I don't know, like, leave me alone or don't talk to me.
So what did she say?
I told her that I liked her jewelry, and she said thank you. And I asked her if she'd made it, and she told me she had. And I asked her how she made it, and she told me about it. So once I talked to her the first day, it got easier than to like say hello the next day when I sat down. And
oh, good for you.
So
good for you. But you said something interesting I want to get back to, which is that you didn't have to do it if it didn't feel comfortable. But it looks to me like it didn't feel comfortable, and you just made yourself do it anyway.
I did have to make myself do it.
Yeah.
I really do want to get better.
Yeah. I so admire that you're willing to do these things that are hard.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because, when people are depressed, the first instinct is, I don't have to do things that are hard, or I can't do things that are hard. And yet here was an example with Ashley where it sounds like you just made yourself do it, and then it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. Thank
good.
you. Yeah.
Anything else you got done for homework?
Well, I didn't get to the journaling.
Okay, right. We made that optional, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to look back and see if there was anything else I had written down.
I moved my alarm clock. I went to the library. I did the deep breathing at night.
You wrote down some things last week, I think, to remind yourself of, not just to do, but to think about things differently?
I wrote them on 2 Post-it notes, and I put them on my dresser. I wrote down just because I think something doesn't mean it's true.
And to what degree was that helpful? Not at all, a little bit, medium amount?
I think that was pretty helpful because it kind of, I think it was helpful to remind myself of it first thing in the morning. Because sometimes once I get to school, I start to sort of, I don't know, forget things and kind of forget to remind myself of these things. So looking at it first thing in the morning.
That's a good way to do that. What do you think about looking at it sometime during school then?
That would probably help me. I would want to put it where nobody else would be able to see it.
Because I think you had some thoughts about Ashley that turned out not to be true.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I thought that she wasn't going to be as friendly towards me
as she turned out to be. And I think you had some thoughts about not being able to get yourself to the library initially.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I did because like at the end of the school day, sometimes I just want to leave and go home, and even though that's not always that much better, but I didn't think I'd want to be at school any longer than that. But
so Rachel, the bad news is that you have a lot of depressed thoughts. I mean, it's not surprising that you have these depressed thoughts since you have an illness called depression. But the good news is that many of these depressed thoughts turn out not to be true.
Yeah.
Phew, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what's the plan about reminding yourself of this throughout the day?
I carry a planner with me. Even though I have trouble getting organized, I at least carry it. And I might put those Post-it notes maybe on the inside of there.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe that would be a way that I could see them during the day.
So I just have to ask you, sometimes when I work with kids in high school, they have the thought, but somebody might see it. So I'm wondering whether you might want to have a Post-it that says, look at my phone, and then type it into your phone instead.
That might be better.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
All right. So you want to write this down as part of your action plan?
Yeah. Because then nobody would be able to see it on there.
And what would you think about just continuing the homework? The breathing, the music, going to the library, the alarm clock. Is that all right?
Yeah.
And giving yourself credit, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any problem you see with doing any of those things this week?
No.
Good.
No, I think those are all doable things.
That's good. So was talking to Ashley one of the slightly better parts of your week? Or were you so anxious the whole time that it really wasn't?
I mean, I was pretty anxious about it, and I don't think I'm going to be able to ask her about the cafeteria. I'm still not going to.
You know, I was thinking
lunch.
about that this week, and I was thinking, you know what, that just might be too hard a step for you.
I think she's nice, but I just can't really get myself to.
Yeah. Well, I have some other ideas.
Okay.
But let me just ask you first, what's another time during the week, or a time during the week, when you felt even a little bit better?
I think it was on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Walking back home after being at the library, I'd gotten an assignment done for Friday.
Uh-huh.
And it felt good to get something done, like to feel ready for one of my classes for the next day. I don't have everything done.
Right.
But I did get my English homework done.
Oh, that's great. And so you were able to recognize that good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Okay.
It's a good sign that when you do something, you can feel good about it. Some people, when they're depressed, get so severely depressed that even doing things like that just doesn't seem to make them feel any better. So it's a good sign that these things are starting to help you.
Okay, good.
Before we get to home or friends, you mentioned that you're having some trouble getting organized.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you think we need to talk about this week, or is that something you can figure out on your own?
Well, I think what I'm going to try to do is, like, a lot of times, even though we all have to carry planners at school, they give them to us in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not always good about remembering to write in it. Or
okay.
I leave it at home.
Yeah, so you want to keep it with you?
I probably need to figure out a way to keep it with me.
Good. So do we need to do some problem solving, or you can figure that out?
I think I can figure it out. I mean, the one thing I was thinking was like maybe just even like keeping it in my backpack.
Oh yeah, good idea. Good.
Maybe that would help me not be leaving it at home so much.
So I'm going to write that down. Planner, keep in backpack. Any other times of the week when you felt a little bit better? Did you watch any good television shows? Did you go out for a walk?
I didn't go out for any walks. I used to like doing that though.
Did you?
Yeah. I still like the music I've been listening to. I guess that was okay this week.
Okay, that's good. Did you watch any television this week?
I did.
But it didn't help your mood very much? Was there any shows that were good?
None in particular that I can really think of. I mean, I like to watch older movies sometimes on Netflix. So I did that a little bit, but I tried to listen to music more than keep my
watching
iPad
TV.
on.
My one of my daughters just introduced me to a new show. It's called Tiny House Hunting. Did you ever hear of that? It's about these couples who buy these tiny houses that are like the size of this, maybe the size of this office plus another half office or something like that. It's unbelievable.
They live in them?
They live in them. It's an amazing show. Anyway, would you like now to talk about the problem at home or the problem with your friends, not having friends?
We can talk about the friends stuff because I guess that kind of relates to the stuff with Ashley.
Yeah. So, can you continue to chat with Ashley, do you think?
I think I can.
Okay.
And it seems like it's been going okay. And I guess the good part about it is, like, for the dissection stuff, I didn't ask her about that yet.
Oh, so you still have that topic?
Yeah, I still have that to ask her about. But because we sit next to each other, the teacher said that our partners are going to be the person that we're sitting next to.
Oh, good.
So I'll be doing that dissection on the frog with her.
So maybe that'll be an opportunity then to get a little closer to Ashley, whether or not you ever decide to talk to her about lunch.
Yeah.
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 So I was thinking that that's maybe just too hard a step for right now.
I think it is.
And I was wondering if is there something else that's going on at school, maybe some club after school or something like that you might be interested in?
Yeah, I've been seeing, like, now that, it's still the the fall term, they're having like club fair posters up and things like that where you can go and sign up for stuff.
So if you had to choose one, I'm not saying that you need to, but if you had to choose one, what would you go to?
They have a photography club.
And do you like photography?
I do. I used to like taking pictures in Ohio.
But you haven't done that for a while?
Mm-mm.
You know, I just want to make a note and come back to it later, because you also mentioned taking a walk and stuff, which might go along with photography. Okay. So, when you were thinking about the photography club this week, how did you feel emotionally?
It made me feel a little sad. Just because, like, that's something I used to like doing, and I just, like, even though I like the idea of being involved in something like that, I really don't know how to get started with it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. If you felt really confident socially, if you felt like, well, I can walk into that photography club and a lot of people are going to want to talk to me, and I can start conversations and it'll be really fun. If you had that attitude, right, then would you go to the club or you wouldn't go to the club?
I'd probably go if that's how I felt.
Yeah. So again, do you have an image in your mind of what it would look like if you walked into a photography club?
Well, I just sort of feel like everybody would probably kind of look at me because nobody would know me.
I see. So everyone will look at me, no one will know me.
And then, I mean, at least at my old school, what they would do is they'd take pictures and then you'd bring them in to show people and you'd talk about them and stuff. And it's like photos that people in the club had taken, and I just kind of worry that, like, I don't know, mine probably wouldn't be as good as theirs or good enough to present. And the idea of, like, seeing other people present their photos first and having to wait to present mine even, like, and be thinking, like, oh, like, mine isn't as good as that last person's who was just up. Like, I probably, you know, like, shouldn't even brought this to present anyway.
Whoa,
like,
you are really down on yourself. Do you hear the depression, all those depressive thoughts going on?
Yeah.
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 So, I wonder, so the worst that would happen is that you would go in and everyone would look at you, and what would they be thinking as they look at you?
Maybe just like, what's she doing here?
What's she doing here? Okay. And then you had the idea, if I show my photos, mine won't be as good as anybody else's. Is that right?
Yeah.
And when you had that thought, how did that thought make you feel?
Down.
Pretty
Really,
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you supposed to do when you have thoughts like this? What are you supposed to remind yourself of?
I still have it written down in my notes.
Go
here.
ahead. You want to read it?
Whenever just because I think something doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it could be true, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. Would it be okay if we took a look at those thoughts for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this first thought is you walk in and people are going to be thinking, what's she doing here? Is there anything else that they could be thinking?
Who is she?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe they could, I guess I'd worry that they'd just be like forming an opinion of me, like before I...
And what opinion would they be forming?
That, like, that they wouldn't like me, or that I wouldn't, like, really, like, be contributing.
And so we'd have to look at this idea with whether or not they would like you. I don't know whether that's 100% true or 0% true or someplace in the middle, but if it were true and they didn't like you, what would that mean about you? What would that show about you? Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I guess, I mean, I know it's silly to think that everybody can like me. And that's something my mom says to me too. Like, you know, you can't, you know, not everybody's going to like you.
Oh,
and
that's good.
I mean, she tells me that at home.
So would you think it means something bad about you if it turns out that they don't like you?
I mean,
Or does it say something bad about them?
if I was able to go to the club, I would try really hard. So I'd like to think that it wouldn't be something personal about me. It's
just the way that they are.
Yeah.
If they're going to be like that,
Yeah.
right? So let's talk for a minute. This is if you decided to go. Here's my advice. I think that you need to be an actor when you go into that club, and think about acting as if you feel really confident. So if you felt really confident, what would your posture look like when you walked into the class?
I'd probably like stand up straight.
What would the expression be on your face?
I'd probably smile and maybe make eye contact with people. Maybe like say hello.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah. Now, the people who are in the photography class, why are they going to the photography class?
Because they like to take photos.
Yeah. And maybe they like to be social because they wouldn't have to go to that class,
Yeah.
right? So maybe they like the idea of a club so that they can get together with people. What do you think of that idea?
I mean, I like to take photos too.
And would this be a ready-made subject to be able to walk into the class?
Like, would it already
and
be...
talk about it? Talk
Yeah.
about photography?
Yeah, that would be something I'd be able to talk about. I have my own camera, and I got it for Christmas a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's good.
So
Would you bring it to class? I mean, not to class, to the club. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably bring it with me.
So I wonder if you could imagine yourself walking into the club. Do you know which room it's in? Okay. Can you imagine walking into the room? You're standing up tall. You have a smile on your face. You got, I don't know, camera around your neck, or would you be holding your camera?
I'd probably hold it.
You'd be holding it. And then you see somebody in there. What could you say to that person?
I could introduce myself and just say, hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm new and heard that there was a photography club. Tell them that I was in my old school's photography club.
That's terrific. All right, so now what automatic thoughts might you have that would get in the way?
Probably that definitely that my photos wouldn't be good enough for the club.
Right.
Would be a big one.
So you have this idea, my photographs have to be at a certain level to be in the club?
I guess I do kind of think that.
Yeah, no, that's possible. I mean, is there some kind of requirement in order to get into the club, or is it just for anyone who likes photography?
It's just, you just sign up for it and you go.
So you don't have to be good at it at the beginning?
I guess not, no.
Yeah. So how terrible are your photographs?
I think I like them.
So
I wouldn't say they're like great, but I think they're good.
Do they have to be great?
For the club, I guess they don't. No.
Did they have to be great when you were in Ohio?
No.
So is there a reason they'd have to be great here?
Guess there's really not.
Do you think you're going to be the worst one in the whole class? In the whole club, I mean. Or do you think you'd be more in the middle? Where do you think you'd be?
I mean, in Ohio, I was in the middle, if not, like, you know, like my friends used to say that they liked my photos. And so
Yeah.
One of my friends in Ohio was sad that I moved because she wanted me to do her senior pictures.
Oh, what a shame. Anyway, so back to the club. Might there be some people in the club who have never been in a photography club before?
It's possible.
What do you think their pictures are going to be like?
Probably like not as good as some of the people who've been doing it a longer time.
Maybe not as good as yours. Did you improve through the club in Ohio?
I did.
You did? Right. Okay. But let's say the worst happens and you have the worst photographs in the whole club. What could you do?
I mean, I guess in worst case scenario, I wouldn't have to go back if I didn't want to.
Right. There'd be no compelling reason that you have to go back, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But that's just the worst that could happen. What's the best that could happen if you join the photography club?
I think the best part about it could be, because I mean, I know I can still take pictures on my own if I wanted to, but if I was in the club, I might even make some friends.
Absolutely. And might you get even better at photography?
Yeah.
What do you think's the most realistic outcome if you go to the club?
Probably that, like, I expect, I guess, that maybe like the group of students there would be big enough that, you know, I'd be able to kind of blend in and not, you know, and just kind of get my feet wet with it the first time.
Yeah, okay. I'm wondering if you even have to blend in, or whether you could just walk in there confidently and introduce yourself and say you've moved from Ohio, just like you said, and ask the person, have you done photography for a long time, or
tell them that I was in my old school's photography club.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot to say. What do you think about trying to be an actor and just fake it till you make it?
I think it would be easier to feel like I could fake it if it didn't. Maybe it wouldn't like feel so personal then.
Yeah, exactly. So you walk in, you pretend that you're feeling really confident, allows you to talk to people, and then what do you think is going to happen to your anxiety?
I think kind of like, I know we talked about this earlier, like that once I get started, it gets a little easier.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that maybe that would happen.
I'm thinking it very well might. And if it doesn't, then we can figure out what to do about it, right? But here's the other thing. I want you to watch for what we call safety behaviors. So those are things that you might do to try not to feel anxious or to try not to make a bad impression. So they would be things like not making eye contact or putting your head down, kind of the opposite of acting confident.
Okay.
Do you think you could watch out for those things?
Yeah, I think I could.
Kind of
I know I do that. I know I do those things probably sometimes.
Yeah. You know, it's a great skill to have to go through life, to be able to act as if you feel confident. Now, this is something that I have to do every time I go into a group of heavy-duty researchers. I have to act as if I feel confident with them. And I have to remind myself that, you know, while I might not be the world's best researcher, there are other things that I can do well. But it's a great skill to have, to be able to walk in and appear confident even if you don't necessarily feel that way.
I think that could help me.
Oh, good. So, what we've just talked about, what do you want to make sure and remember? Or what do you want to do?
Well, I know that the club meets on Wednesdays.
Okay.
I'd like to be able to go in and try to be an actor.
Excellent.
I'd like to try. I know it's going to be, I can just see myself probably standing outside that door for a little while.
So what do you think of the idea of rushing in instead, like doing the opposite?
I think it would be hard, but I mean, I guess I could try to kind of like sort of rip the Band-Aid off, I guess.
Exactly, because if you hesitate to go in, I think you're giving yourself the message, uh-oh, you know, this is a little dangerous, it's risky to do this. Maybe things aren't going to go so well. And if you just rush in, then I think it's going to be giving you a whole different idea, which is, I can do this. I can act confident. And this is really important because I really want to make friends.
Yeah,
and
I
want to get back into photography too.
Yeah, those are definitely two things that are important that I think would be helpful.
Okay, so could you see yourself now, is it immediately after your last class?
Mm-hmm.
And do you go immediately there, or you get a drink of water or something first?
They have, it's 10 minutes after the last class is when
okay.
all the clubs meet.
Okay. And so will you go directly to the classroom where it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see yourself now
Yeah.
approaching the classroom, but going quickly and maybe just getting there right away?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'd even move more quickly if I, like you said, like get a drink of water beforehand or something. It'd make me kind of rush a little bit so that maybe I wouldn't be thinking as much about it.
Or maybe you'd take a water bottle with you, because you know what I'm thinking? Sometimes it's easier if you're the first one there and then somebody comes in and you say hi and you introduce yourself.
And then I wouldn't have to have that feeling like I was going to open the door and people would.
Exactly.
I think that would.
All right, so do you want to write that down?
For me to get there early.
Great. And act as if I feel confident.
Act as if I'm confident.
Just the way that you probably used to walk into the photography club at your old high school. Did you walk in feeling confident?
Yeah.
So you know what that looks like, right?
Yeah, and they were like, a lot of my friends were in that club then too, so I felt like comfortable.
So it was easier, right?
There. Yeah.
Yeah. How? I was going to say, on the first day of high school, or the first time you went to the club, was it a little bit harder, or maybe you already knew that some of your friends were going to be in there?
I did have a friend who I had talked to about going with me the first time I went.
So it made it a little easier.
Which made it a little easier.
Rachel, this is not, I'm not saying this is going to be easy for you, only that it's going to get easier as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds to me like you're saying it's worth it.
I think it would be.
Do you want to write that down too?
That it would be worth it?
Mm-hmm. Worth it to push myself.
That might be another good Post-it note to have.
Yeah. Oh, I like that idea.
I put these notes on my dresser.
Well, I'm wondering whether you're going to need to remind yourself of that, you know, like during the
phone.
last period or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I put it on my phone.
By the way, do you have any photographs that you've taken on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
So next week when you come, will you show me one of them?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything else on this before we talk about home?
No, I think that's it. That's something I'd like to try. So on Wednesday,
Okay.
try to go to
Good.
that club.
So tell me what's going on at home.
Well, I mean the whole reason that we moved from Ohio was because we ran into some financial problems.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that we ran into financial problems is because my mom has a lot of trouble keeping a job.
I remember you had told me that.
Yeah. So, so money is still tight. My mom is really stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even like we are close. It's not that we really even argue. It's just like sometimes it just kind of feels like she has too much on her plate, and I have to kind of pick up extra things at home to kind of help her. And I don't really, it's not that I mind helping. I worry about her and everything, but I just don't want to like add to what's going on with her. And
what's going on with her, yeah. So when were you feeling the worst about this past week?
I felt the worst about it when I came home the one day and my mom was just like really stressed, and not that she like took it out on me or anything, but
how could you tell she was stressed?
Well, she just like she starts like trying to organize things, and like nothing is like right in the house, so like she's trying to organize and get things in place and gets like really overwhelmed, and then will ask me to like do things for her because she can't get them done herself. So like she might say like, oh, Rachel, like, can you make dinner tonight because I just can't do it, or and then she'll also like talk about the money problems and start talking about like, well, maybe we'll have to move again, and and she, I get upset when she's upset.
Yeah.
So
so let me make sure I understood this right. So there are several parts to the home problem. One is when your mom is all stressed and upset, and it sounds like you get upset because she's upset.
Yeah.
And then second problem is you don't want to add to her burdens by letting her know what's going on with you.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then the third thing, and I wasn't sure if this was a problem or not, is that she asks you to do things like make dinner. Do I get that right?
Yeah, and I don't think it's, I don't mind helping her. I just kind of worry, like, like what would happen if, like, I wasn't there.
I see.
Like, especially, like, I do want to go to college and things like that, but
I see.
I kind of worry about that.
Yeah. So that's another part is what would happen if you weren't there. And then there was one other part.
Like when she talks
about financial problems.
Yeah, like when she talks about like if things like
move.
Yeah, if like things would get worse again, because it's just like there's like always a reason that like her jobs end, whether it's just like she like like the car breaks and then she can't get to her job anymore, so she just like quits. Or
so is this feeling a little out of control to you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and sometimes I just can't like fix things.
No, you can't. That's true.
You can't like fix the car for her, like so that she could get to work and things like that. And then that like limits, I guess, like where she can get a job because it has to be in walking distance from our house. And sometimes it's just like, I really love my mom, but sometimes I just like don't want to be there.
Oh, sure. Well, that's understandable. So let me see if, again, let's see if I got this right. There are certain things that are out of your control, like whether your mom loses her job, whether you have to move or not, whether or not your mom feels upset. Is that right?
Yeah.
What are some things about home that are under your control?
Sometimes it doesn't feel like there's much, but
yeah,
I do have my own room. So I guess like that's kind of a space where I can go.
Right. Is it under your control whether or not you talk to mom and what you say to mom?
Yeah, I can't, I feel like I can't avoid like talking to her, but I can control what I say to her.
And can you control whether or not you do things like make dinner?
Yeah. Not that I don't mind making dinner for her. It's just, it's more like I don't always know what I'm going to get when I come home from school. Like I don't know what kind of like, what I'll be asked to do or how my mom's going to be.
Right. So which is harder for you, not knowing what you're going to be asked to do or your mom's distress?
It's more my mom's distress.
Okay.
I do want to help her and I do worry about her. I just, it's like really like unpredictable, I guess.
It is a little bit unpredictable. So what's the worst you're afraid will happen?
The worst thing I think that could happen would be like if I came home and she said that we were moving again.
Okay. And how likely is that, do you think?
I wouldn't say it's completely likely because we've already, downsized and everything like that, and that's why we moved out here. And another reason why we moved out here is because my grandparents are a little closer.
I see.
So that's why.
Her parents? Yeah.
That's why we partially picked Pennsylvania to come to.
I see.
So my hope is that, like, because we're a little closer to family, that we wouldn't, like, if things did get worse, that we wouldn't have to move, I guess, like, because there's other people around.
Right. So one possibility is that you won't move. Let's say worst comes to worst and you do move. What will be the worst part about that?
If I'd have to change schools again. I think that would be the worst part of it. I just feel like I'd be starting back at the beginning again.
Yeah. So no question it would be hard, but you know what I'm hearing? You tell me whether you think I'm right. Again, is a lack of confidence in yourself. It doesn't sound to me like you have the sense, gee, whatever happens, you know, I might not like it, but I'll be able to cope with it. I'll be able to handle it. Is that how you're thinking?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If you did move to another school and you wouldn't know anybody, but are the things that you're learning here right now, would those transfer over if you were at another school?
Guess they would, yeah. Yeah.
And if they didn't have a photography club, maybe there'd be some other club at the other school?
Yeah, I mean, there's other things, like if they had like a poetry club or something.
Oh, you might like that.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
That was another club that was at my old school that isn't at this one, so
Oh, I see.
maybe
Maybe they have
they'd
some other
something
offerings.
like that.
And how about the things that you're learning to get yourself out of bed, to get to school on time, to get your homework done? Are those all things you could carry to the new school?
Yeah, those are all things I could keep doing.
Yeah. So when you think about that, then does it make moving to another school quite as scary, or is it just as scary?
I guess in terms of those things, like the things that I could keep doing, it makes it less scary in that
Yeah.
way.
So there are two themes again. One is I just don't think you have much confidence in yourself. And not surprising because that's what comes with depression. But you've already made, I mean, here it is only, what, our fourth session or so? You've already made some really good strides in learning how to deal with the depression.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm hearing is that when some things are out of control, that maybe generally it feels like everything's out of control.
I think that some of the things, like, I guess, you know, in the stuff that we've been talking about of like the changes that I've made, I guess those are things that I choose to do.
Exactly.
But
And you're getting yourself to do hard things.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. We were going to say but.
I mean, my mom is really what I can't control, I guess.
That's right. That's right. You can't control your mom. All you can do is to control you.
Yeah.
I'd like to get back to that for a moment and your sense of responsibility, but meanwhile, what have we just talked about that might be helpful for you to remember?
I think it helps me to think that there's some sort of plan if things got worse from here. Like that if I had to move, that there's already some steps that I can do, that it won't feel like I'm completely lost.
That's great. Not back to ground zero, right?
That like some of the things that we've talked about in here about like getting to like ways to get to school on time or ways to get my homework done are things that aren't like specific to the school I'm in right now. That they're
all these things are transferable, right?
Yeah.
All right. So how do you want to phrase that for your notes? If I move,
I still have like. Would it be like tools that?
Yeah.
Would that
exactly.
be? If I move, I would still have tools I could use.
Exactly.
Okay.
And how about this idea of building up your confidence so that you can see that no matter what happens, I'll be able to cope? Would that be a goal?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that would be a goal.
Do you want to write down that goal?
Build up confidence that I can cope.
Yeah. Rachel, I think we're about out of time, so what I'd like to put in my notes for next week that we talk about is this sense of responsibility that you have for your mom.
Yeah.
Because it may be that you are completely living up to your responsibility now. For example, by trying to talk to your mom, by not yelling at her, by trying to help her. Maybe you're doing everything that really is in your control to do. And so maybe when you start to feel overly responsible, there's something that you could remind yourself of. But I also would like you to write down something about control. So when I feel like everything's out of control, can you start it that way? Remind myself what?
Remind myself of the things that I can control.
Okay. And how about if we have you make a list of those at home
Okay.
that are still under your control?
For next week.
And I don't know, do you want to write down something about that responsibility issue, or should we just wait till next time?
We can write something down about it.
So maybe, what do you think of this idea? Maybe I'm already fulfilling my responsibility to Mom. Maybe I'm doing what is in my control to do.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to write that down? And you can think about that this week. All right, now you have a huge action plan again, so I think we better look through and see if there's anything we need to cross off or make optional, right? Because it seems to me we're having you do everything that you have been doing in the past week, and we've just added to that.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things we added to it?
So some of the things that we added, the photography club is the big one.
Right. Do you think you could just go for it?
I think I could. I'm going to try to get there early so that I don't kind of have to feel like I'm making some big...
Great. And did you write that down to get there early? Good. Okay. What else did we add?
And we talked about acting as if I'm confident.
So that's the same. That's the photography club. And then who knows, maybe it'll spill over to other things too.
Yeah. And that I'm also going to put a new note on my phone for it would be worth it to push myself.
Great.
And that
you think you can do that?
Yeah, and that's still with the photography club stuff.
Okay.
And then the other part that I wrote down was if I move, I'd still have tools I could use.
Right. Really important to remember that.
And with a goal of building up confidence that I can cope with these things.
Exactly. And then the responsibility thing?
And then thinking about the things that I can control and making a list of those things.
That's good. Well, so a lot of those things really were things to remind yourself of, so I guess they won't take so long. The photography club is just a one-shot deal, so that's nothing that you're going to necessarily do throughout the week. So does it feel doable to add these things?
Yeah, because I think the morning stuff, like with the alarm clock being moved and things like that, like that's kind of I already kind of did that first step.
Right.
And then after school, I've been going to the library. I can keep doing those things.
So just keep those things up.
And
now,
then
if you go to
the list.
If you go to the photography club, I want you to give yourself triple credit.
Okay.
All right? That's good. And if you actually talk to someone at the photography club, quadruple credit. How does that sound? Good. All right. So, what do you think of this session? Anything you want to do differently next time?
No, this was helpful.
Good. All right. See you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.